Hi students, a very good evening. So in this session we will be focusing on the Telangana economy, where we will be discussing the doubts and how to clearly bring up the concepts for the Telangana economy, how to build the points over different chapters, and what are the things that we can expect in the questionnaire of the Telangana economy towards the group 1 mains examination. Okay, so let's analyze the aspects of some of the things. So when we see the Telangana economy as a whole, so its first chapter is basically on the basis of the Telangana economy in the Hyderabad state. That means the situation of Telangana in the Hyderabad state. So majority of the questions from this place, okay, focus on what is the development, like what is the development, or we can also focus on what is the state of agriculture or industries. At that time service sector was very less in situations, so but at that time the service sector which plays a crucial role was trade, which is clearly mentioned in the syllabus. So first type of question we can clearly expect over here is the status. What is the state of economy in the Hyderabad state? So what is the state of agriculture? What is the variation in the agriculture? What is the industrial variation? What is the trade aspects whenever during Hyderabad state is present? What are the places and what are the aspects that trade is involved? So we can expect the questions in the first chapter, in the first line, that is Telangana economy in Hyderabad state. On this basis, is the developmental approach is properly done during Hyderabad state? Okay, such kind of questions we can expect over the first unit. So first unit, basically the questions will be asked in this manner only. What is the status? What is the activity? Simple. What is agricultural status? What is the industrial status? What is the trade aspects? What are the trade aspects? So generally the questions will be on these aspects only. Next important aspect in this is again the state of Telangana economy in United AP. Again the same. What are the aspects of Telangana economy during agriculture in the United AP? What are the aspects of this in service sector in the United AP? What are the aspects of industries? How the industrial development happened? Is there any losses for the industrial development in Telangana during the United AP? So these are the aspects which we should focus, or which we can focus on. So in this way, the aspects of the Telangana in the terms of Hyderabad state as well as in the terms of the Telangana states will be present. So when we see these kind of aspects, so we need to know the situation of Telangana during whenever it is in Hyderabad state or in the United AP. Again they clearly mentioned deprivation cost for the Telangana during this phase. Deprivation cost for the Telangana during this phase. Again they clearly mentioned. When they clearly mentioned, it will be in the same aspect. Okay. Again, what is underdevelopment happened during Telangana, or what is the underdevelopment which happened for Telangana state in United AP, whether the funds are clearly provided, what is the differentiation between the funds between Telangana and the United AP. In the United AP, whether we got proper funds, whether the development of projects happened in a proper way. So they clearly asking the deprivation of Telangana in United AP. Then they focused on structure and growth of Telangana economy. So structure and growth of Telangana economy during that time, as well as we need to focus present trends. Sectoral trends in the GSDP, that means gross state domestic product. Gross state domestic product. Gross state domestic product. What are the aspects of GSDP at present in Telangana? What is the per capita income in the Telangana? What are the income inequalities in the Telangana? What is the situation of poverty in Telangana? They may be asking the comparison also, how the poverty of India is present, or what is the situation of poverty in Telangana when compared to the whole country. So we need to write some of the points in the comparisons, so that to show how our performance is good when compared to the other aspects and other things. So this is the status and this is the focus which there should be in the Telangana economy in the first chapter. So the major questions will be, what is the development, or what is the situation of agriculture, what is the situation of industrial, what is the situation of trade in United AP. The major focus will be in these aspects only. The major focus will be on these aspects only. Okay, the first thing is this. Next, the second aspect is this. When we see the sectoral trends, one of the major points we need to focus is socio-economic outlook. We need to focus the socio-economic outlook. From the socio-economic outlook, we need to focus on three aspects. That is agriculture and its allied activities, secondary sector, and service sector. These are the things which we need to focus. So this is the matter in the first unit. So majorly the question may be coming on only two aspects, and we need to prepare a proper answer for these two aspects. First is Telangana economy during it is in Hyderabad state. What is the situation of Telangana economy during undivided AP? Any deprivations happen to the Telangana state? What are the deprivations? And lastly, we need to focus on present trends. So majorly we will be taking the data from the socio-economic outlook, because we can state the points rightly done from the socio-economic outlook. We can directly state the points from the socio-economic outlook. So when we directly state the points from the socio-economic outlook, so it will be easy for us to write the exact data and exact point, because these kind of answer require data, proper static data. A proper static data they require. So when they require a proper static data, we need to accumulate a data which is properly done. So we will be going through this, the socio-economic outlook. The sectoral trends, etc. will be going through the socio-economic outlook, as well as at the same point of time we will also focus on the sectoral trends of the recent in the current affairs. Also the sectoral trends from the recent current affairs also. Current affairs analysis also helps in the aspects, also helped in the aspects. Now, one more important aspect we can expect from the chapter 1 other than this is, first thing is population features, or I can say demographic features. What is the situation of the people in Hyderabad state? What are the sectors they were divided? Or what is the sectoral division of the employment opportunities in the Hyderabad state? What is the sectoral opportunities in the Telangana during United AP? What is present situation? Now we should mention such kind of points in the sectoral trends also. So we can clearly say that there is a development in these sectors. When it is Telangana economy present in Hyderabad state, almost on 80% of the people or families, households were under agriculture. Then we came to around 60. Now at present we are at 58. So we need to show the variations also. So in sectoral trends it must be comparison. So when you compare the answer, it will be a perfect thing. Compare the situations. Then only we can justify our conclusion that yes, it is developing or we are doing good in our sectoral trends. So we need to compare. Whenever we write this sectoral trends answer, we need to compare the past data with the present data and show whether it is performing good or not. So in this way it will be helpful for the sectoral trends. It will be helpful for the sectoral trends. And majorly the Telangana economy during Hyderabad state will be on the agriculture only. So be prepared for an agriculture, and there are some industries places, so we need to focus on industries also and trade also, but majorly it will be focused on agriculture. So for agriculture we will be doing a separate chapter and we will be focusing on what is the state of agriculture. We will be focusing on the Jagirdari system, Inamdari system which affected the agriculture at that time. So we will focus on agriculture as well as industry and trade. So these are the three aspects which we will be focusing in the chapter 1. When it comes to chapter 2, again simple. Here demographic structure, population study, how the sex ratios were present, how the fertility rate is present, how the mortality rates are present, what is the occupation structure, how literacy was given importance. So simple decisions. When we see literacy rates in Telangana, when it is under Hyderabad state control, the literacy rate is very low. Very low. The reason is simple. We were ruled by the Deccans, that is Nizams in the Deccan area. We are ruled by Nizams, where Nizams don't have any proper educational policy. So our literacy rate is very less. There are the places which are ruled by Britishers, where the literacy rate is more, because the Britishers clearly given a educational policy which is English educational policy, When they gave English educational policy or English medium educational policy, obviously the literacy rate will be high. But the places where any king did not follow any literacy policy, then obviously it is not a proper thing. Now when we see the human resources, simply to say the demographic structure, when Telangana is under the Hyderabad state, almost all 9.8 million was the population. And by almost all, when we see the demographic transition or track structure, when it is present when it is under the Nizam's control by 1881, our population was 9.8 million, whereas in 1951 that is just after the independence, our population was 18.7 million. 18.7 million. That means within 70 years, our population was doubled. The population is doubled the population. The population was doubled, and during the Telangana situation, in Hyderabad state, the population was very highly increasing, and the increasing level was increase is happening more than India's average. It is having more than India's average. So these are the specific points which we need to remember whenever we are focusing on the demographic structure. So we need to learn some points and keep this some points as a matter for the situation of writing our answer, any answer. If they ask regarding population, clearly give a opening statement should be this: the population of Telangana during the decades or in the Hyderabad state is 1881 it is 9.8 million, which was doubled in 1951. So simple statement. If we give this statement, we will be fetching a 2 to 3 marks extra. So that's the only thing over here. This is the only thing over here. So it must be demographic structure, and how the transition has happened. How the transition was happened from 1881 to 1951. How the population is doubled. What are the various factors focused on population increase? Okay, so we need to focus on this, and we need to focus on sex ratio. What was the sex ratio of Telangana during that time in the Hyderabad state? Then after the sex ratio in the undivided AP, okay, and in the AP situation. Afterwards, what is the situation of Telangana sex ratio after formation of Telangana? After the formation of Telangana. So this is the aspect which we need to focus. We need to focus on fertility rates, mortality rates, and we get these data from the again socio-economic outlook. So when we discuss, we will be having a total 2 to 3 sessions on socio-economic outlook data. We will be focusing on each and every chapter, and we will be writing the important points. We will be focusing on each and every chapter, and we will be writing the important points. These are the points which we need to remember. These are the data which we need to collect. These are the numbers which we need to focus on. Statistical data. Sometimes the pie charts, okay, those will also be helpful for us to remember the data. Okay, so such kind of data we take it from the socio-economic outlook, and generally here also we compare it with averagely with India, because whenever such type of data is mentioned in the Telangana economy, always it is compared with India's average. Whatever the aspect you see, it is compared with India's average. So let us also write the answer statements by comparing it with the India's aspects. Okay, so that is the second chapter. Okay, and it is also focusing on last thing, social sector, how the education system is there, how the health system is there. Majorly here they focus on policies, programs and policies of education and health. They only focus on programs and policies of education and health. So again it is from socio-economic outlook. We will see what is the increase in primary healthcare centers, what is the increase in the doctor to population ratio. We will be discussing what is the population ratio, and what are the hospital facilities, what are the primary healthcare centers, what are the various programs for improvising health in India. For example, Jan Aushadhi scheme, okay, Jan Aushadhalayas, where we can purchase generic medicine at lower prices. So we will be focusing on those points, how the educational policy is maintaining. For example, we can get a question on National Educational Policy 2020 NEP. We can get a question on NEP implementation in Telangana. So we will be focusing on educational sector from the National Educational Policy also, because in the educational aspects, whenever they increase, they need to focus on these aspects. Whenever they are focusing on educational sector, we need to focus on these aspects also. So that is the second chapter. And majorly the second chapter will be on the basis of the social sector major questions. Second questions is on the aspects of trends. What is the sex ratio, what is the fertility ratio, what is the mortality ratio, how the literacy is increased, what are the various things of literacy increasing, how the demographic transition happened from 1881 to 1951. After Telangana formed, what is the population of Telangana? So these are the major things which we need to focus on. And it's clearly now the simple thing is, we need to focus on, when it is focusing on demographic structure, we need to focus on the population increase as well as how much the population is increasing, etc. So everything here comes from the socio-economic outlook and current data. So that is in regards with the second chapter. You can raise your doubts in the chat box. Okay, the sources of paper 4, fine. The sources of paper 4 are simple. The sources are simple. Majorly we need to focus on government data. When it comes to paper 4 first part, that is Indian economy, we need to focus on economic survey, which will be released by the government now. Okay, we need to focus on budget. We have the budget document of Government of India, which is interim budget. So we need to focus on both interim as well as the normal budget, which will be issued by the Government of India. Then when it comes to the textbooks, if we see any textbook now we study will be having huge things. So rather than that, if you go by chapter wise, whatever the chapters which are present in Indian economy, if you go chapter wise, it will be good, but don't look into any book in detail. You look only chapter wise. For example, let's take now, if you see Telangana economy, just only study in the chapter 3 what are land reforms. Don't focus on other parts. Only focus on the subheadings. Don't go beyond subheadings. Only focus on subheadings. Don't go beyond subheadings. If you go behind the subheadings, we need to write another book. We can write another book. So just stick to subheadings and try to pull out the points of the subheadings. That would be beneficial. Okay, so you take any book of Indian economy, no issue. You can take Ramesh Singh, any book, no issue. But the thing is, don't read the book totally, but read the chapter which is provided. Just read the chapter which is provided. For example, when we see Indian economy, the first, when we see the banking, etc., these aspects in the Indian economy, in these aspects, the things are simple. They mention it point to point. When they mentioned as point to point, it is better for us to just remember as a points itself. So when you remember as a points itself, it will be in a good matter. But if you don't remember the points, again it will be normally. So you need not to read any book totally, completely. So it's simple. We need to read a book according to the syllabus. So just open the syllabus and try to read the books according to the syllabus itself. For example, if you see, if you see in the chapter 1 of paper for Indian economy, they mentioned is a national income. So take any textbook, which may be Ramesh Singh, it can be Nitin Singhani or Ramesh Singh. You take any book, just read national income. Don't go to the next chapter, don't read any other aspects, you just read the national income. That's it. Concept of national income, that's it. What is the sectoral trends in the national income? Again, do it from the economic survey. This is the only aspect which we focus. This is the only aspect everyone will focus. So, do it the chapter wise. Take any textbook, read it chapter wise. Now you see, in the second chapter of the Indian economy, they ask what is poverty. So, go to that book and read only poverty. Read only regarding unemployment. And read only regarding inequality. Don't go beyond that. Take the book, read it chapter wise. You can read any book. Textbook, any book is fine. But the thing is, read only chapter wise. Students, in this situation, we need to focus is prioritizing. Focusing on prioritization of time and books we study. So if you are studying one chapter, you need to get marks from that chapter. You need to gain marks from the chapter. So our focus should be on this, and the classes over here also focus on only those parts. We focus on what are the concepts. We will give you the overview of the concepts, and we will try to provide you the data which is very simplified, and you can remember them easily and clearly get maximized marks out of those data. We will be providing the taglines, like we will be providing the important openings. Okay, how to write a opening answer or write a opening statement for these type of question. Okay, if they are asking critically evaluate the progress of Telangana in the past 10 years. So what should be our statement? How should we represent our body and answer? That's what our program ensures, these aspects. Our programs ensure these aspects. So the clearly the thing is this. So we need to prioritize it. When you prioritize it, it will be prime. When you don't prioritize it, again it will be wasted. So read according to the chapter wise. National income, complete it, the subheadings, everything, that's it. And read the national income from any place, no issue. Any book, not at an issue. We have some material, read it. For that, we don't need to buy new things now. Whatever you prepared for the prelims, the same way, from the same books, you prepare for the mains also. But go by focused way, chapter wise. For example, when you are going for money and banking, start with what is money supply. Now, for supplying this money into the market, we require banks. So, we brought Indian banking system. See, simple to say, for what is money supply? So, simply the supply of money in the market. or the presence of money in the market at different places. Now, how did money go to that market? With the help of banks. So, what is Indian banking system? How the development of Indian banking system happened? What is the structure of Indian banking system? What are developmental financial institutions? What are non-banking financial institutions? And recent banking reforms. For example, regulation of credit by RBI. The RBI will be regulating the credit through monetary policy. So we need to focus on how the RBI will be regulating the monetary policy. What are the trends or steps will be taken by the RBI in the monetary policy? So our focus should be mainly on these aspects. So trends, how the RBI does it, we need to focus on that. So monetary policy. Now when it comes to monetary policy, please study in this way. First, what is monetary policy? Define it. What is monetary policy? Define it. What is it? Who will frame? It will be framed by who? How it affects the country? What is it? Who will be framing it, and how it affects the country? So this must be our points. So simply, whenever you read anything, it must be in this way. So read any book. Now when it comes to Indian economy, public finance, read about taxation. Any textbook, chapter open, read the taxation. Then focus on government budgeting. What is government expenditure? Capital account, revenue account are simple to say. What is revenue account? What is the capital account? Just budget structure. So simple to say, in the budget we have two things. One is revenue, other one is expenditure. In the revenue there will be capital revenue and non-capital revenue. In the expenditure, again there will be revenue expenditure, capital expenditure. When it comes to revenue receipts, simple to say, revenue receipts, we have tax, non-tax, tax, non-tax. So we need to focus on these points. Just focus. Okay. Then afterwards they clearly asked what is public debt. So when they clearly asked what is the public debt, obviously the fact is this. What is the public debt? That means there are loans taken by the government. And what is its composition? Who provided what kind of loans? Which bank has provided more loans to the government? Which country provided? Whether it may be external loan or internal loan. What is the percentage of our internal loans? What is the percentage of our loans? Loans are there for Government of India. We took 90% from India itself. Okay, we raised the loans from local loans. Okay, whereas 10%, let's assume we bought it from other countries. We go for other countries, like we take it from World Bank, we take it from World Economic Forum or IMF, whatever it may be. Okay, international organizations, international bodies, how we take, what are the things we take. So that will be the more aspects. So these are the things which you need to focus. Just read it according to the chapter. When it comes to, again, the monetary policy which we discussed, fiscal policy is the government expenditure policy, and revenue policy which will be maintained by the Government of India. Union budget and this budget analysis. See, clearly they mentioned clearly the analysis of the budget. When they mention clearly the analysis of the budget, obviously we need to focus on the analysis. So this analysis will be done for the interim budget at present. Okay, but this budget analysis will also be, we will be having a live session. Okay, where the budget will, after the budget is placed, we will discuss in live. Okay, how it will be useful, what are the trends it is useful. So everything we will be discussing in the nation. We will analyze the budget and we will try to bring out the main crisp which would be useful for us in the answer writing. Before that, we will be discussing these concepts and how can we get the question from these concepts also we will discuss, and we will discuss how to write the answer for such type of question also we will be discussing. But the thing is, this kind of current affairs we will be analyzing in the end. When the things are coming out, when the budget is being released, everything happens step by step, we will be focusing and discussing those points also. Okay, whether it may be regarding Indian budget or whether it is regarding Telangana budget, we will focus it separately. We will focus it on separately. Okay, so that would be the point. When we focus on Telangana budget, we will be focusing on white papers, how to define the how to look at the white paper, how the government of official statement it is. Okay, what are the other resources for these statements? We will be looking at those points. We will be looking at those points also. So no issue in regarding these aspects. Okay, so that would be, you take any textbook, no issue. Okay, but that textbook should only, you don't read total textbook, go point by point, chapter by chapter. Okay, then every book is beneficial for us. So if you see the chapter 5 again it is planning in Indian economy, that's it. So look only the chapter of planning. So according to me, you take any textbook for the Indian economy, you need to read only 4 to 5 chapters. First is national income, first chapter. Second chapter will be becoming poverty. Third chapter will be becoming unemployment. Fourth chapter will be becoming banking sector, that the money policy. Okay, the fourth chapter will be there. Okay, then we need to focus on the policies. We need to focus on the policies, that is fiscal policy, monetary policy. Fiscal policy, monetary policy, we need to focus on these aspects. So we need to focus on 4 to 5 chapters only. If you read any textbook, also read in this way. Focus on the chapter wise. They are not asking to read total book. Focus on one book, read all the chapters. Read all the chapters. Focus on one book, read all the chapters. You can get it from Ramesh Singh, okay, any points. But the thing is, read all the chapters. Read all the chapters and listen the classes and write the exams. Listen the classes and write the exams. So that would be the point. So till here, do you have any doubts, students? Vamsi simple. The thing is, again when it comes to the Telangana economy, we have the books. But the only thing is, these are again in large ways, but we can directly focus on one of the book, that is the Telugu Academy book, which was issued, the Telugu Academy book, which clearly shows these points, which clearly shows the things required, which clearly shows the things required. For example, the Telangana Economy Telugu Academy book, okay, if you see, there are some points which are related to the first chapter directly. When you see the first unit of Telangana economy in the Telugu Academy, Telugu Academy book of Telangana economy, Telugu Academy book, if you see this Telugu Academy book, you can clearly get the point. The point is this. From in the Telugu Academy, the first unit is the economy of Hyderabad state. How was the economy of Hyderabad state? How economy was present in Hyderabad state, So it clearly focuses on economy of Telangana in Hyderabad state. When it is economy of Hyderabad state is nothing but Telangana. So what is the state? Okay, you can focus on that. Okay, again the second chapter in the book was simple to say, again Telangana economy in United AP, simply they gave. Okay, then afterwards they analyzed Telangana economy in a different perspective. Okay, so again they analyzed what are deprivations, what are the underdevelopment. They analyzed everything. So when they analyzed everything, it would be simple for us when you read the Telugu Academy book. Read the Telugu Academy book. Okay, so Telugu Academy book for the Telangana economy, it will be beneficial. Okay, for the only first and second chapters. For only the first and second chapter, it would be more beneficial. Okay, when it comes to the second chapter, it is also only first and second chapter, it is beneficial. When it comes to the third chapter, again some parts are beneficial, whereas the impacts of land reforms in Telangana or generally India, okay, those you need to read from other places also. But when we see these land reforms implementation generation wise, you can go for the Telugu Academy. But other factors you need to sources from other places also, like Ramesh Singh, impact of land reforms we can study. Okay, land ceiling acts we can study. Tenancy reforms also we can study. Okay, tenancy reforms we can study over there. Land ceiling we can study over there. So for the chapter 3, we need to focus both on the Telugu Academy book as well as any other Indian economy book. Okay, so that would be for the chapter 3. When it is chapter 4, again here we need to focus on 2 levels. Telugu Academy, we need to focus on Telugu Academy, and we need to focus on socio-economic outlook. 2 things we need to focus for this chapter. Both that and this, because they clearly gave us trends in the productivity. That means what is the trends of agricultural productivity at now. For example, in animal husbandry, we are in the 2nd position. Now that is the trend. In eggs position, what is our thing in eggs production? So that should be taken out of the socio-economic outlook and current affairs. Okay, when we see cropping pattern trends, how the cropping pattern is present in Telangana right now. What are the crops which are present during the Kharif period? What are the crops present during the Rabi period? Okay, we need to focus on these things. Okay, what are the problems of dry land agriculture? So these are the basic things we need to focus. Majority of the things we need to do it from Telugu Academy as well as current affairs. Every part for the current affairs we need to focus on the aspects of socio-economic outlook and the current affairs, current newspapers. Okay, when we see unit 5, again you can take it from the Telugu Academy textbook as well as this. So my best suggestion is to read Telugu Academy textbook, Telugu Academy and socio-economic outlook. Socio-economic outlook. Just take the subheading. Go and find out in Telugu Academy where is that subheading. Don't read the whole book again now. Read only the subheading wise. So it is Telugu Academy and socio-economic outlook which is important. Lavanya, we will be doing our classes in that same way. We suppose when we are focusing on, let's assume when we are focusing on secondary sector. When we are focusing on secondary sector in the Telangana, we will try to focus on the importance of secondary sector. After trying to focus on the importance of secondary sector, for this importance, like for example, let's assume the Telangana, the industry sector provide 30% of income, let's assume. Now 30% of our income is coming from industry, so that is very crucial for us. So when it is much crucial to us, obviously we need to provide it a developmental perspective. When we provide it developmental perspective, how we should provide? We should bring new policies. So we will discuss new policies. So this would be in the current affairs. So importance, everything of the industrial sector will be a static part. When it is coming to the current affairs, we will be discussing different policies. We will be discussing regarding the socio-economic zones which are providing, special economic zones which are provided, SEZs which are provided. Okay, how these SEZs will be helping through the policy formulation for the development of industries. Recently, are there any SEZs around? What are the electronic clusters, food processing clusters which are given by the Telangana government? So we need to focus on that kind of current affairs. Okay, Vamshi, what could be an effective value addition for your answers? The effective value addition for your answer is justification of the statements. The anytime, in any mains paper, the effective value addition is justification. The effective value addition is justification, because justification of any point which you write will provide the value addition in a proper way. Suppose let's take, when you are writing a point, 30% of the income comes from the industrial sector or the secondary sector for our GSDP. Okay, show that the importance of this sector also. Show the importance. Okay, it might be 30% coming from the sector, but there are only these many people are present in the employment opportunities. It provides to employment opportunities, like for example 1 crore population. Okay, they are asking you that trend 30%, but you need to value add it. Okay, for example, whenever they are asking on the debts of Telangana or debts of India, okay, just a simple draw a diagram and show the external and internal trends. So by looking at the pie chart, they can easily understand. Okay, then try to focus on point wise writing, and we need to always connect it with the aspects. So don't leave the connectivity. The connectivity should be in a proper way. If you are writing regarding the secondary sector and that point, the next point should be in a connectivity manner. So value addition for your answers, first is value addition for your answers. First is current affairs. From the socio-economic outlook, budget, any place. Okay, first is current affairs, value addition. This will be clearly one. And another one is justification. For example, you give a statement. In the past 10 years, in Telangana, the poverty is decreasing. In Telangana, the poverty is decreasing. In the Telangana, the poverty is decreasing when compared to the past 10 years. Now you are saying poverty is decreasing. Justify it. How do you justify? Just give the thing. In 2014, there are 31% of people living under population. In 2024, this population is reduced to 21. Give this justification. If you give this justification, automatically there will be increase in the marks. There will be increase in the score. Okay, so first is value addition is current affairs. Next is justify your point. Whenever you are saying that the income in the agriculture is increasing, show how it is increasing. How? Or how much it is increasing. Like tell 7% is increasing. Yearly 8% is increasing. Justify it. If you justify your statement, then we can get maximized marks. We can score a maximum marks. Okay, that is justification. Did you get my point, Vamshi? Next. Which source can we follow to understand basics of economics like terminology? Terminologies, majorly we have the basic terminologies from NCERTs. You can focus from the NCERT's basic terminology, and literally to say the terminology which is being asked in the exams and is being expected is from current affairs only. We need to focus majorly from the current affairs only. The terminologies, etc. Please read the newspapers. You can get easily used to the terminology, as well as it will be providing knowledge also while you focus on terminology. So I prefer for terminologies, you need to understand it is NCERTs. Okay, when you read the NCERTs, look into the dictionary and make the meanings out. That would be the best way. But the thing is, for the terminology we can read both the NCERTs and current affairs. For the terminology you can read both the NCERTs and current affairs. Any doubts, students, still? So I will summarize your things. The summarization is simple. For books, go for Telugu Academy. When it is for the Indian economy, go for Ramesh Singh or anything, any book you have, any book or any textbook. Any textbook. I don't say only Ramesh Singh, you can take any textbook. It's fine. But when it comes to current affairs, the sources should be government data. The sources should be government data. For example, when we will be doing the chapter of agriculture, I collect the more data from Ministry or Department of Agriculture. I collected more data from Department of Agriculture, both the Government of India and well as Telangana. Department of I collected much data. Now we will focus on that data. So I focus the data from the government. I don't focus on the data points from the current affairs or any newspaper, because newspaper sometimes maybe printing mistakes, sometimes there would be differences, but the thing here is the government data would be official, and if you write the data it will be more authentic. You can just mention it also. According to the socio-economic outlook of Telangana, we can directly blindly mention it, so nobody can stop your point. Okay, so when it comes to the sources, books are Telugu Academy and Ramesh Singh. Or when it comes to current affairs, it should be government books, government reports, government data, anything related to government, Okay, so that would be the aspects of the books as well as the current affairs. Any doubts, students, how to deal the chapters or how to study the chapters? I said, take the subheading and study according to the subheading. Don't focus on any other fact. Don't focus on what is below, what is above, what is the difference. Don't focus on these aspects. Only focus on the subheadings and try to learn these subheadings. So that is the point which I need to discuss with you, and these are the things which we need to focus. Any doubts, students, for anyone? Any doubts, friends? Okay, so that would be our preparation strategy, and that would be how we go on for the classes. In this way, we will try to go on for the classes, as well as we will be focusing on the aspects in these ways only. So simple to say, these would be our methods of study. These would be our methods of studying. Okay, so it should be the chapter wise study, and try to write some of the points according to the chapters, So when you go through the classes, Okay, in our app, in our website, you will clearly understand the aspects, how we deal and what are the things going on, etc. What are the things that are going on, etc. So simple, major focus should be on subject. 20, maximum 70% will be subject, 30% should be the data, and this data should justify this subject. This data should justify this subject. Okay, fine. Thank you, students. Prepare well, and let's meet in another doubt session. Thank you.